Strouds, everybody. Strouds. Good evening from Detroit. 8:12 local time here. Final game of the tournament for the Sun Devils. It's a consolation game against the North Pittsburgh Wildcats. Don't know much about them. Both teams, I believe, are 1-2. Heading into this consolation game, top 8 moved on. 18 Sun Devils just played in front of us here, lost their quarterfinal game to the Cleveland Stars. 15 minutes on the clock here at the Farmington Hills Ice Arena, just a couple miles north of our hotel in Livonia. In net for the Sun Devils, it's Quinn Chesley. Starting group for the Sun Devils is going to be Neubauer at center, Corbin Schaefer at left, Peck on the right, and on defense with the puck, it's Schwab. Schwab pushes it forward. Pittsburgh comes down and out all the way. No icing. It's waved off. Late start here. Late time-wise, but it is on time. Had a rough time this morning with the refs. Penalties came in plentiful amounts this morning. With Sun Devils picked up 3 penalties in the first 4 minutes of the game. Hopefully these guys will let the boys play. Weekly out of the corner, misfires on the pass, taken over by the Wildcats here. Shot in on front, first save of the game by Chesley. Peck moves it up to Schaefer, and Wildcats come back the other way, right through center into the slot area. Sun Devils get partial line change here. Moyer now with the puck in the corner. He turns it over, sent all the way back around into the near side and through the Wildcat player. Wildcats in their white, looks like home uniforms with some teal and black. Sun Devils in the away uniforms, maroon, yellow, and white. Ishu leaves it for Brandt. Brandt bumped through center. He had his head back. Now Fitzgerald backhands it to Ishu, and Ishu puts it on net, and it's covered up by the Wildcat goaltender. Face off, Brandt comes back out to Moyer. Now Gill. Gill and Moyer on defense. Gill takes a bump. Sent around behind Chesley. Near side corner. Now behind the net, Moyer. Moyer bounce pass up to Fitzgerald, up and out. It's going to be Ishu and Brandt 2-on-1. Ishu down the right side. Shot, pad, save. Loose in front, taken away by the Wildcats. They'll come back up to center. And now it's sent in back. Carlise comes out to play it behind his net. Sorry, Carlise was the previous game goalie. He was last year's goalie for the 16s. It's Chesley. Keegan Carlise did put on a good show in front of us here. It took on a pretty heavy-duty team from Cleveland. Curry on the far wall. Loose puck in the corner, Brandt. Now behind the net, Weinkammer. Pittsburgh goes low to high, now back down low, intercepted by Brandt. He chips it out to center. Ishu and Brandt finish up the change. Marbin and O'Hearn will join Curry up front. Good hit by Marbin on the near side. Marbin chips it forward off a stanchion on the glass. It was held back. Now it's sent off the far side, off a Wildcat stick back to Grayson Weinkammer. 2010 defenseman. Moves it to Stroud up to O'Hearn. Now at center, it's sent in by Marbin. Curry on the forecheck. Puck's sent all the way around the far side. Weinkammer pinches in. And O'Hearn on the far side puts some pressure on. Puck sent in by the Wildcats. Weekly now behind Chesley. Up to O'Hearn. And Marbin off of his skate plays it, chips it forward to Schaefer. Corbin Schaefer over the blue line, just sends it in, far corner. Sun Devils finish up the change here. Marvin comes off. Glimsher comes on. Now Schwab sends it back for Weekly. Weekly up to Glimsher. Takes a bump, sends it in. O'Hearn's still out there at center. And a quick exit by the Wildcats. Weekly plays it down the side. Schwab quickly up to Glimsher. Glimsher gets hit along the far side. Wildcats D to D. And up through center. Off a stick, back to Weekly. Weekly to Schwab. Neubauer through center up to Glimsher off of his stick. Takes a bump in front of the Wildcat bench. Good pace here to start off the game. 0-0 score. 10:40 left in the first. A little bit early on the start. 8:18 local time. It's a consolation game. Final game of the weekend for the Sun Devils. No penalties so far. By this time this morning, we already had 4, or at least 3 on the Sun Devils. Icing is the call, and a face-off will come down to the right of Chesley. Brandt, Fitzgerald, and Ishu, Gill, and Moyer. Brandt wins it back into the corner. Gill goes right, left, and up to Moyer, and off the stick of Fitzgerald. Played through center, backhanded in, bouncing puck in on Chesley, blockers it to the corner. Moyer trying to move it up to the far side. Gets some help from Brandt. Brandt scoots along the back wall, off of a skate into the corner. Ishu waiting for it. Now it's Moyer. Fitzgerald, nice pass up to Brandt over the blue line. Ishu going to the net. Brandt's held up on the far corner, backhands it down low. Ishu, and off of his skate, taken away by the Wildcats. High stick at center. That's whistled down as Gill touched up his own high stick, and we'll have a face-off. Looks like to the right of Chesley. Brandt at center, lines up at the dot. Fitzgerald to his left. Moyer on the far wall, off the face-off. Wildcats control it, send it in behind Chesley. Gill got the stick up on a Wildcats player, no call. Ishu now pivots back, goes across, looking for Moyer. Moyer able to poke it through, back to center. A little too far for Brandt. Offsides, but they let it go. Gill into the corner. Sends it up the near wall. Ishu off of his stick and out. Brandt able to scoot down on his backhand. He's got Fitzgerald going to the front of the net. Just a little too far to connect. Brandt in the corner. Now up to Fitzgerald. Ishu turns around. Shot. Didn't make it. The Wildcats. Long pass off the stick by the Wildcat player. Weinkammer quickly sends a hard pass up off the wall, off the stick of Ishu. Ishu pulls it inside, down in the slot, leaves it for Fitzgerald, and the puck trickles in on the Wildcats goaltender. Time to play. What's that goaltender's name? 200 by 85 will give us the answer. Face off inside the Wildcat end. O'Hearn, Marvin, and Curry. Puck tied up on the dot. Wildcats control it up the wall. Now taken away by O'Hearn into the corner on his backhand. Got Marvin and Curry in front. Now a loose puck. Weinkammer tries to send it in deep. Marvin gets a stick on it. Glove down by O'Hearn. He sends it down low in the left corner. Marvin hard on the chase. Wildcats try to get it out. They can't. Marvin turns around. Shot on net. Deflected wide of Costa, the goaltender for the Wildcats. Wildcats set up behind their net. 7:45 to go here in the first. No score. Consolation game here from Farmington Hills Ice Arena outside of Detroit. Wildcats now at center. Send it in behind Stroud. Picked up by Weinkammer. He pushes it up the wall. Curry and O'Hearn not able to get it out. Shot in, right in on net, and Chesley able to gobble it up. Line change will bring out Neubauer, Peck, and Glimsher. Face off to the right of Chesley. Neubauer at the face-off dot, loses the face-off. Wildcats shot in and wide of Chesley, near side Glimsher. Schwab pinches up on the wall, able to push it out, now sent back in. Chesley gloves it down, leaves it for Weekly. Weekly, dangerous pass through the middle, through Neubauer, but it gets out, now sent back in by the Wildcats. Weekly behind Chesley. Backhand, forehand, sets up, 6:56 to go in the first. Weekly up to Glimsher. Glimsher over the red line, down left side, pulls inside, shot. It goes through the glove. I thought the goaltender Costa made the save, but it did go through the glove, and Brooks Glimsher is going to get credit for that one. So 1-0 lead now, midway through the first, on the goal by Brooks Glimsher. Assist should go to, I believe, either Weekly or Schwab, or possibly both. Face-off back at center. Brandt, Fitzgerald, and Ishu. Ishu turns around, sends it back in. Wildcats regroup. Schwab, good pinch. Not quite able to keep it in. Brandt retreats, sends it back in. Everybody touches up. Now Ishu back in on the forecheck. Gets some help from Fitzgerald. Now Brandt. Brandt out of the corner. Shot. Saved by Costa. A loose puck sent out to center. Schwab's back for the bouncing puck. Sends it up to Ishu. Ishu leaves it for Brandt. Brandt tries to push it through the legs of Fitzgerald to get caught up. And Schwab goes for a hit here at center. No call. Refs are going to let stuff go here, which will move play along. Now a loose puck taken away by the Wildcats. Shot just to the left of Chesley. Ishu looking for the puck now. It's Brandt. Brandt with some speed left side. Tries to shovel it down the left corner. Taken down. No call. Ishu throws it in on net wide of Costa. And Wildcats up and out off the glass. Going to come right in on Chesley just to his right. So it'll be an icing call. And a face-off to our left. Farmington Hills Ice Arena, I believe it's the home of the Little Caesars Club. A lot of banners on the far wall there. Two rinks here, A and B. Municipal rink with no bar. O'Hearn at center, Curry right, Marbin left. Gill and Moyer on defense. Gill's going to have to come back on a 2-on-1 here. Nice block. Gill makes the 2-on-1 easy and tries to send it up the wall. Gill now chips it forward. Now Moyer into the corner, and we got a delayed call here. It's going to be a high stick, I believe, just on the puck. We'll see if there's a call. It's going to be a call on a high stick if someone's going to the box. It's going to be Gill. It's Magnus Gill to the box. And the Wildcats will jump on the first power play of the game in a face-off inside the Sun Devil end. 5:12 to go, 1-0. Sun Devils on the goal by Glimsher. Ishu lines up at center. Ishu and Fitzgerald to kill up front with Stroud and Weinkammer. Puck sent in. Stroud tries to go hard up and out, and Fitzgerald sends it all the way down. Wildcats set up their breakout on the power play. They come up the left side with some speed in on Weinkammer. Nice poke check. Ishu gets a stick on it. Now Weinkammer sends it all the way back down. 1:03 left on the penalty to Gill. Costa out of his net to leave it for the power play. Toe drag by the Wildcats through center. Weinkammer throws his man down, and he's heading to the box for a cross check. So we'll have a 5-on-3 now. Wildcats will have the advantage, two-man advantage. 47 seconds left on the penalty to Gill, so two Sun Devil defensemen will sit together in the box. Schwab and Moyer are going to be the defensemen, and the lone forward is going to be Brandt. He'll line up at center. 130 up on the board for Weinkammer's cross check. Shot in, rebound. It's loose in front. Chesley didn't know where it was. Shot again, pad save and rebound, and a score by the Wildcats. So power play goal, 5-on-3 advantage for the Wildcats. Gill will head out of the box, and the Wildcats will continue with a minute 15-second power play here, a 5-on-4. Schwab steps up on the left side, but it's Neubauer and Curry are the forwards, and Moyer back as well on defense with Schwab. 5-on-4, Wildcats on the power play. 1:02 left on the penalty to Weinkammer. Sun Devils set up the box, a little aggressive here on the penalty kill. Shot in off the post into the corner. Moyer tries to send it up the wall. Curry gets it, sends it all the way down now into the Wildcat bench. So faceoff will come back to the right of Chesley. Sun Devils will switch up. All four will have Stroud and Weekly, and now O'Hearn and Neubauer. O'Hearn at center, lines up for the faceoff, won by the Wildcats. Loose puck bounces up and through center, now into the corner. Stroud with some pressure in the corner. Up top now, Neubauer challenges Pasquale. Backdoor pass, didn't connect. Now back into the corner, it's Pasquale. Weekly with the pressure, able to chip it along the back wall. Physical, couple punches to the face, no call. Weekly aggressive again, and the penalty's expired. Weinkammer's out of the box. Sun Devils back to 5-on-5. Puck bounces up in the air. Schaefer unable to grab it. Now it's kicked out in front. 5-on-5. Sun Devils trying to regain possession here. Stroud trying to push it out. Stroud had 3 penalties this morning, and along with several others. Sun Devils racked up 11 penalties this morning, one shy of keeping Coach Coyne out of this game. Now 5-on-5 play through center. Wildcats chip it in. Collected by Gill. Gill behind Chesley. Moves it up to O'Hearn. O'Hearn on his backhand leaves it for Schaefer. Schaefer chips it in. Rolling puck collected by the Wildcats. Pressure by O'Hearn. Now it's sent back the other way. Moyer plays it. Able to scoop it away and zigzags out of trouble. Sends it all the way around the far wall to Peck. Peck picks it up and chips it out to center. A leg check here coming up on the Wildcats as Peck took it off the wall and Wildcat player able to trip him up. So we'll see the first power play of the game for the Sun Devils with 1:51 to go. 1-1 is the score. And power play group for the Sun Devils looks like it's Brandt, Curry, and Ishu, Fitzgerald, and Weinkammer. Ishu will line up on the far wall. Brandt at center, Curry left hash, Fitzgerald and Weinkammer up top. Curry comes in off the face-off, throws it back to Weinkammer. Up top, Fitzgerald back to Weinkammer and shot in by Ishu wide of the net. Fitzgerald picks it up near side wall. Shovels it down to Curry. Back to Fitzgerald up top. Weinkammer pivots up front. Fitzgerald. Weinkammer tries to send it down low. Now the Wildcats try to send it out. Glove down by Fitzgerald, taken away by the Wildcats. Good play by Weinkammer. He tries to backhand it out. Now has to go cross ice. Ishu through center. Right side, Brandt holds up on the wall. Back up top, Weinkammer. Fitzgerald passes into the center to Brandt. Brandt comes out back in the corner, loses his footing, gets it up to Fitzgerald, down low to Curry. Curry off the wall, kicks it forward to Brandt. Brandt, Curry, play catch. Now sent up top by Curry to Weinkammer. Backdoor to Ishu, just missed on the one-timer. Backdoor, and puck's loose in front. And the net gets pushed off as Ishu gets pushed into the far corner, far post, and we'll have a whistle. 38.7 to go in the first, and 17 seconds left on the Sun Devil power play. Line change will bring out Gill, Glimsher, Weekly, Neubauer, and Schaefer. We'll have an ice cut here after the first period. Every 2 periods is the format here. Shot over the head of Costa, comes all the way out to center, back to Gill. Gill backpedals into his own end, chips it up to Schaefer. Schaefer leaves it for Neubauer. Neubauer down through the middle, leaves it for Glimsher. Puck tied up on the wall. Neubauer comes off with it, sends it in on net. Little dish to the corner. Now it's Neubauer or Glimsher behind the net with Schaefer. Wildcats able to come out with it, chip it up and off the glass, kicked in by Weekly, and that's the end of the first period. Glimsher goes in for a little extra into the corner. Refs are going to let that go. Zamboni doors are open. 1-1's the score, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes for period number 2. going all in? Hat, blanket. Welcome back, 8:45, period 2. About to get underway on the fresh ice. Jennifer's all bundled up with a hat and blanket and furry coats and everything. It's not that bad yet, but could be worse. It's not January. O'Hearn at center, takes the face off. It's got Marvin and Curry. It's back now to Gill and Weekly, or Moyer actually. Puck sent in on Costa. He plays it behind the net. Curry plays it off the wall. It's in his feet. Sends it back around far side. Gill pinches down. 1-1 the score, just underway here in the second. Heavy hit in the corner. Marvin took a good hit. No call. Marvin comes back for a wrestling match at center. And a push and a shove as both players go at it. Now Gill comes in from behind. We got a lot of activity here in front of the Wildcat bench. Marvin still tied up as he took a hit from behind. We'll have a lot of extras here, maybe an ejection or two. Wildcats players getting sent out, as is Marvin. We'll see, well, maybe just Marvin here. We'll see what happens. Marvin's gone, and as is Gavin, I believe, for the Wildcats. They should give those two some space down in the corner as they exit out the same door. And it looks like Gill's going to head to the showers as well. Gill definitely came in late. He came in late. Oh, yeah. Gill came in hard to rescue and help out Marvin. So Gill's gone. Marvin's gone. Wildcats player's gone. O'Hearn, Moyer, and a few Wildcats hang out at center to discuss this. Early in the second, 14:28 to go, 1-1. Got about a 15-year-old and 16-year-old ref here trying to ref this one. We'll see what they discuss over in their side of the ice. No indication on the penalties yet, but we do see 3 players that were ejected. Gill and Marvin, and also Wildcat player Cole Moyers at the referee half circle waiting for an explanation as the referee still discuss with the scorekeeper. Still in the delay here, waiting for the official call on the penalties after exciting first 32 seconds of the second period. 6 coaches arguing with the younger refs here. I would definitely say there's more experience on the benches than on the ice here with these refs, but calls have been made. There's only a minute 30 up on the board as the Wildcats will be on the penalty kill. So after all that, looks like the Sun Devils will end up with 2 ejections. However, they will be on the power play. So O'Hearn and Brandt and let's see, far side, Fitzgerald will head out. Weinkammer and Ishu on defense. 5-on-4. Power play Sun Devils. Gill, Marbin are gone, ejected, along with 1 Wildcats player. There's only 1 player in the box, and that's a Wildcat. And it looks like they're going to send over 1 more. So after all that, looks like Sun Devils made out pretty well aside from the ejections. Brand at center, going to drop it here in 14:28, 1-1 here in the first. Sun Devils on the power play. O'Hearn leaves it up top for Ishu. Middle to Weinkammer. Weinkammer shot in, easy gloved save by Costa. I see Gill and Marbin looking at their phones down at probably the replay. Now Sun Devil power play. Weinkammer shot in, gloved again by Costa. 1:10 left to go on the power play. Another face-off inside the Wildcat end. Brandt will take it, wins it to near side Ishu. Couldn't quite handle it. Wildcats chip it up off the glass. And Bailey for the Wildcats sends it in off the back netting of the net behind Chesley. Weinkammer, Fitzgerald, and O'Hearn dug it all out. Now it's Brandt up the near side, waiting for some help. Sends it to the near hash and sent all the way down by the Wildcats. Chesley out of his net. Leaves it for Grayson Weinkammer. He reverses behind Chesley. And he left it for O'Hearn. He didn't know that he was going on the reverse there. O'Hearn up to Ishu. Ishu over the blue line. 22 seconds left to go on the power play. O'Hearn over to Fitzgerald. Weinkammer. Ishu. Centering pass to the bumper. Brandt shot in, and Weinkammer is going to get at least the goal, or at least the assist, and possibly the goal here. He had one this morning and wasn't sure if it was tipped, but Weinkammer is going to take credit for it in the handshake line. So Weinkammer picks up the power play goal with 10 seconds left on that power play. That will bring us back to 5-on-5, and we'll see Peck, Schaefer, and Glimsher jump out with Weekly and Schwab on defense. Schaefer goes forward with it off the face-off, collected by the Wildcats. They flip it up and out, all the way bouncing puck in on Chesley, plays it to his right. Schwab plays the man off the wall and sends it up to Peck. Schaefer over to help out. Wildcats collect it, send it in on net. Schwab got a stick on it. Glimsher now sends it all the way up to Schaefer. Schaefer a little too far for Slick Peck. And now the puck comes back out to center. Glimsher will take it. Glimsher with the first goal and Weinkammer with the second. Sun Devils have the lead 2-1 here. 12:25 to go in the second. Weekly to Schwab. All the way up off a Wildcat stick. No icing. Play will continue. Costa out of his net. Good hit by Glimsher. Rubs his man off the puck. O'Hearn on the forecheck. He was hooked. No call. Peck sends it back to Weekly. Near side off the wall. Taken away by the Wildcats. They gain the red line over the blue line. It's Julio. Sends it in. Bouncing puck through the slot area. Now to the corner. Moyer all by himself. Trying to hold it in. O'Hearn over to help out. Now O'Hearn behind Chesley. Reverses. He's hooked. And Peck was dumped at center. He's down. No call. Now it's sent all the way around the near side. Peck goes to the bench with Glimsher. They'll get a change in. O'Hearn now back doing the defensive duties off the skate of Moyer. Loose puck. Wildcats trying to get a shot off. They couldn't. Now O'Hearn up again. Kept in by the Wildcats. Curry and Neubauer trying to get it out. Now O'Hearn's going to take it through center. Chase O'Hearn, inside, outside, shot in, pad save, rebound. Neubauer was there, got the shot off, but Costa had the pad ready. We'll have a face-off to his right. O'Hearn in the middle of a long shift is going to stay out there. He's got Neubauer, normally a center, playing left. Curry on the right. And Moyer and Stroud up top on defense. O'Hearn, puck goes in the corner. Neubauer trying to play a big defenseman. Curry comes in to help out. Now a loose puck. O'Hearn gets a stick on it, sent up and kept in by Stroud. Neubauer sends it back up top. Stroud pivots and loses his footing. Has to bring it back out, sends it in behind Costa, now near side. Brandt chips it in. Now it's pushed out. Curry leaves it back to center. A little too far for Brandt. Now it comes back out to the stick of Stroud. Curry's going to circle around at center. Up to Brandt. Or Ishu to Brandt. In his foot, Ishu picks up the puck. Shot in behind Costa off the glass. Centering pass. Ishu one-timer and Costa with the save. Fitzgerald had a nice centering pass there on the give and go. Weinkammer, nice step up through the neutral zone. He stick check from behind, and here come the Wildcats. Stroud trying to hook. He did hook him, but no call, as Chesley had to make the save on the turnover inside the Sun Devil end. In the corner now. Fitzgerald on the wall with Stroud. And a trip, no call as the Wildcat player goes down. Weinkammer backhands it up off the stick of Fitzgerald. Now through center, Ishu. Ishu left side corner. Now Fitzgerald plays on the wall. Now Brandt. Ishu's dumped hard. And we've got a delayed call coming up on the Wildcats as Lucas Ishu was dumped. He's holding the back of his head, and the Wildcats will head to the box and we'll have a power play for the Sun Devils. Sun Devils with the 2-1 lead on the go-ahead goal by Weinkammer. Ishu's going to head back to the bench. Power play unit for the Sun Devils is going to be Stroud, Curry, Neubauer, Moyer, and Weekly. Neubauer at center, Curry up behind him, and face-off won by the Sun Devils. Back behind Costa, Curry, Stroud, Neubauer all up front. Curry behind the net, sends it up top to Moyer. Moyer tries to get over to Weekly. He does now. Weekly down the right side. Playing the right side, back up top to Moyer. Moyer has some space through center, and easy glove catch for Costa. Needed some traffic there in front of the net. Costa with a couple easy saves on the power plays so far, but Weinkammer did get one through earlier this period. 1:07 left on the power play. Neubauer at center. Stroud backhands it to Moyer. Moyer to Weekly. Weekly pivots down the right side. Back up top. One-timer from Moyer. It's loose in front. And Wildcats send it up and out hard off the glass and in on Chesley. Moyer comes back for it. Sets up behind Chesley. Sends it up to Weekly. Weekly back to Moyer. Moyer off the skate of Curry. Curry takes it, sends it near side. Weekly. Weekly over the blue line, holds up. Waiting for the line change here. Weekly up top to Curry. Off of his stick into the corner. Curry and Brandt in the corner. Brandt comes out with it, and Fitzgerald gets a shot on that. Now back on Curry's stick. And it's sent up, but just sent out. Now Weekly hands it over to the Wildcats. Shot in off the blocker of Chesley. Now played by Weinkammer. Weinkammer up to Curry. He holds up, long pass across, deflected, comes to Fitzgerald, shot in on net, saved by Costa. Fitzgerald and Brandt in the corner. Sun Devils finish up the line change. Issues out there with Brandt and Fitzgerald up top now to Schwab. Schwab down low. Fitzgerald, nice pass to Brandt in front, just missed the net. And the puck comes around the near side and skated out by Wildcats. Fitzgerald took a bump at center, and Ishu, Fitzgerald, and Weinkammer all trying to get a hold of it. Schwab comes back for it, backhands it up near wall. Ishu's got Brandt down the middle. Brandt unable to handle it on his backhand. He's pushed into the corner. Ishu tripped up, sends it up top, and now here comes a breakaway chance. A little too far. It should be an icing call, and a shot after the whistle off the back net. No call. 7:06 to go in the second. 2-1, Sun Devils have the lead. Schaefer, Peck, and Glimsher up front with Moyer and Weekly. Schaefer lines up at center. Taken away by the Wildcats. They skate up through center. Peck on the stick check. Now sent in behind Chesley. Far corner, Moyer. Peck down to help out. Sends it up the wall to Glimsher. He goes back into the corner, and we have a delayed call here on Schaefer as Costa heads out of the net. Glimsher's going to get a stick on it. He's hit from behind after the whistle. No call. Schaefer to the box. That'll be an interference or a roughing call as he hit his man from behind. Cross check is the call. Schaefer to the box. Wildcats to the power play. It'll be Neubauer, Curry, Weekly, and Moyer to kill. Neubauer wins it in the corner. Moyer with the slash in the corner, no call. Sun Devils set up the PK box. Up top. Neubauer challenges, shot in on Chesley. Made the save. They tried to send it back through the crease, but sent away by the Sun Devils. 1:05 left on the power play for the Wildcats. Long pass up off this. Nope, Rich did not get a stick on it, so it'll be an icing call. Face off back down to our right. 56 seconds left on the penalty to Schaefer. 2-1, 6:08 left in the second. Curry and Neubauer will swap out with Ishu and Fitzgerald. Stroud and Weinkammer up top. Ishu takes the face off. Wildcats control it off the face off on the power play. They cut through center. Bailey up to Wildcats into the corner now. And Fitzgerald sent it all the way up. It was initially kept in by the Wildcats. They circle back and send it down low. Weinkammer's going to go back for it. Weinkammer sends it around near side. Fitzgerald onto his stick and all the way down with 20 seconds left on the penalty to Corbin Schaefer. Ishu through center with pressure on the penalty kill, and Wildcats retreat. Lost the footing. Ishu comes in, takes the puck. He's behind the net, looking out in front, tries to slam it home. It's loose. Fitzgerald, I think, got a shot in, but Costa was there to cover it up. Schaefer's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Face-off inside the Wildcats' end. Weekly and Schwab on defense. O'Hearn at center. Neubauer left. Curry right. O'Hearn wins it back to Weekly. Weekly walks it to center. Shot through some traffic and glove down again by Costa. Near side on the wall. Curry picked up by O'Hearn. O'Hearn tries to dance it in, and a puck trickled in. Costa was there for the save. We'll have another face-off. to his left. 4:58 to go, 2-1 on the go-ahead goal by Grayson Weinkammer earlier in the period. Puck into the corner. Wildcats leave it there. Curry tried to send it up top, taken away by the Wildcats. Now Schwab far side. Sent back in all the way around comes Weekly. Weekly, long pass off the back of Neubauer at center. And now the Wildcats can throw it back the other way. Now back into their own end. O'Hearn first on the forecheck. Schwab thought about pinching down. He didn't. Now he's going to get beat. Now it's a Wildcat break down the right side. Shot in. Pad save by Chesley. Loose puck through the stick of O'Hearn and regrouped by the Wildcats. They come back up to center off a stick by the Wildcats into the corner. Weekly. He's tripped up. Wildcats try to throw it out in front. It bounces up into the air. And a loose puck and trickles just in off a foot, I believe, of one of the Wildcats players and just squeaks in on the right post to the left of Chesley. So second goal by the Wildcats ties it up here with 3:58 to go in the second. Not much Chesley could do on that one. Sun Devils line back up at center. Schaefer, Peck, and Glimsher. Moyer and Stroud. Moyer was poke checked here. Puck into the corner. Max Stroud sends it around far corner. Glimsher off of his stick, kept in. Moyer stepped into one there. And Schaefer was hitting the corner. No calls. Now it comes up to Glimsher. Glimsher, he's bumped along at center, loses it. Now the Wildcats try to send it back in the other way off the shin pad of Moyer. Now back behind Costa. Glimsher hard in on the forecheck. Puck loose up top. Stroud has to back it out to Moyer. Sun Devils regroup. Now Peck, touch pass to Glimsher. Now it's chipped out to center. Glove down by the Wildcats, and they'll get it on the far side. Send it in back off the wall. Chesley plays it off his stick. Leaves it for Stroud. Now Peck. Schaefer. 3 Sun Devils here against 2. Stroud physical as well. Moyer shovels it around the far side. Now it's kicked back around back to Moyer. Moyer says enough of that. He takes a bump but sends it all the way down for an icing call, and we'll get a line change here. All 5 Sun Devils will switch off. Brandt, Fitzgerald, and Ishu, along with Weinkammer and Schwab. Brandt wins it in the corner. Weinkammer pushes it back behind for Schwab, up the wall and off the stick of Ishu, but Brandt able to send it out. Brandt loses his stick, but able to kick it in, and Fitzgerald chases it down into the corner. Wildcats now near side and sent up all the way down. It's going to be played by Chesley, sends it up the wall. Offsides delayed call here as Wildcats touch up, sent around far side. Ishu couldn't get the exit pass out, but now sends it to center and all the way through. Wildcats back forward into their own end. A reverse and up and out. Wildcats through center. Nice stick check by Schwab. Wildcats shot in, and Chesley takes care of that. 1:47 to go, 2-2 after the tying goal by the Wildcats. We'll have a face-off to the right of Chesley. Sun Devils will get all 5 changed up. O'Hearn, Curry, and Neubauer. Neubauer playing the wing here most of this game, normally a center. O'Hearn will take the face-off. Weekly and Moyer on defense. Weekly, D to D, Moyer backhands it to Neubauer. Not out, kept in by the Wildcats. Now Moyer able to collect it through center. Pushes it forward. Now near side O'Hearn. Everyone's on side. O'Hearn shot in. Pad save by Costa. Weekly pushes it forward on the far wall. Moyer takes a cross check over the top of the head, and a penalty coming up on the Wildcats. Another power play here for the Sun Devils. 1:19 to go in the second. Face-off will be to the right of Costa. Ishu will set up as the defenseman with Weinkammer. Brandt on the face-off. Curry to his right. Fitzgerald on the left. Brandt wins it to Fitzgerald. He pushes it up. Weinkammer. Ishu all kinds of time. Shot in. Pad save. Rebound in front. Brandt back to Weinkammer. Quick shot. Blocked along the way. Now Fitzgerald backhands it to the corner. Brandt leaves it for Curry. Now up top. Fitzgerald sends it back down low and intercepted. Fitzgerald shot in off the blocker of Costa. Brandt out of the corner. Loses it. Stays with it. Sends it back in. Near side. Ishu pushes it around. Curry scoops it up in the near corner. Sends it around. Far side corner now. Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald centering pass. It was tipped by Curry in front. Just wide of the net. Ishu up top. Weinkammer. Fitzgerald. Weinkammer. Puck's deflected. Gets onto the stick of Ishu. Back up top. Ishu and Weinkammer. 20 seconds to go. Curry in the corner. Ishu. Curry. Centering pass. Brandt just misfired on the pass by Curry. Weinkammer's shot. Saved by Costa. 8 seconds left. Fitzgerald down to Curry. Brandt. 2 seconds. Sent out in front now. Far side. And after 2, we will be in a 2-2 tie.
Magnus and Rowan. They're like, let's go down Wolf. All right, Devils, come on.
Schaefer at faceoff with Glimsher and Peck up front. On defense, it's Weekly and Stroud. Peck now, near side, Glimsher, left side. Glimsher hit along the near wall, stays with it. Just underway here in the third, 2-2 the score. Up top for Stroud, he has to retreat as it popped over the blue line. Weekly Glimsher sends it in. Schaefer on the check. Now Peck intercepts it, sends it out towards center, and now sent all the way down by the Wildcats, and that'll be icing. 14 minutes, just under 14 minutes to go, 2-2. Final game of the weekend for the Sun Devils. Moyer and Schwab up top. Curry, O'Hearn, and Neubauer line up on the far circle. O'Hearn wins it back. Backhanded in by Schwab. O'Hearn sent it in on net. It was blocked. Now Moyer comes back for it. Schwab off the stick of O'Hearn. Now taken the other way by the Wildcats. Sent in. Left pad saved by Chesley. 5-on-5. 2-2. Third period action here from Detroit. O'Hearn trying to get it out. He can't. Moyer now back behind Chesley. Bumped along the wall. Sent up now to Curry off of his skate. Curry sends it up. And now Moyer able to get it through center. Moyer is hacked on the arm. No call. And now we've got a Sun Devil player down here in front. I believe it's Max Stroud. He looks like he's in some pain. His glove is off. It's Neubauer. I didn't see it. I don't see any call as indicated by the refs. I saw the hack on Moyer, and it looks like Neubauer may have got slashed as well. Refs are discussing it, but Neubauer holding his left arm. Sun Devils send out the heavy-duty defensemen, Weinkammer and Stroud. Up front, it's Fitzgerald, Ishu, and Brandt on the faceoff. Stroud pushes it back to center, regrouped by the Wildcats. Stroud now back for it on his backhand, circles. Now goes behind Chesley up the far wall and chipped out to center by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to Ishu. Ishu left corner. Stroud shot well wide of the net. Loose in front. Fitzgerald turnaround shot wide of Costa. Now back the other way. It's Wildcats on a deflected pass. Weinkammer into the corner. Puck pops up. Weinkammer plays it now. Brandt chips it all on the far wall. Tries to bang it forward. Kicked back in by the Wildcats. Weinkammer to Stroud. Stroud misfires on the exit pass. He regroups now. A long pass up off of Wildcats. They send it back in behind. And a little too far. It'll be icing call. Face-off will come to our left. See Stroud and Weinkammer on defense. I always think there's going to be a penalty. The two rougher defensemen picked up a bunch of penalties this morning and over the weekend. Schaefer at center. Glimcher backhands it up to Weekly. Down low to Peck. Now into the corner. Sent all the way around by the Wildcats. Through center. They send it in off the wall behind Chesley. Weekly's back for it. He leaves it for Moyer. Moyer up to Glimcher. Glimcher gets the red line. Sent in, now flipped out off the glove of Schaefer, and now back through center. Weekly pinches up. Puck sent in behind Chesley. Moyer back for it now. Moyer goes far side corner. Peck. Schaefer, now Moyer. Moyer backhands it up. Glimcher. Not out. Weekly collects it in front of Chesley. Has to send it around the other side. Moyer. Weekly cross-checks his man in the corner. Schaefer has a broken stick. He heads back to the bench. Grabs a guy on the way. No call. Shot in on Chesley, safe. Believe Chesley covered it up there, and all of that. Schaefer is going to have to get a new twig, and Sun Devils will get a line change. 10:44 to go in the third period, 2-2. Face off to the right of Chesley. O'Hearn, Curry, and Brandt. Brandt's going to pick up the puck. Normally a center is going to take it down the left wing side. O'Hearn's at center. Curry now tries to play it on the side. Bounce pass up, kept in by Schwab. Sends it all in the far corner, Curry. Now O'Hearn puts pressure on it. Wildcats back the other way. Schwab on the poke check. Curry up top. Sends it down low all the way behind Costa, far side. O'Hearn. Sent up top. Weinkammer sends it back in low. Brandt. Scoots along the near corner. Leaves it for Curry. Curry leaves it for O'Hearn. O'Hearn in his feet. Can't handle it. Up against the wall. Curry battling two Wildcats for it. Wildcats escape the other way, and Curry going to get called for the delay here. A little acting job by the Wildcats, and not more activity behind the play with Weinkammer and Gallagher. Curry to the box for roughing. I believe a misconduct now. Wildcats will be on the power play. Curry in the box with somebody else, so it may be a 2 and a 10. Just a late hit by Curry. Wildcat player went flying here. So Curry, I believe, will pick up the 2 and 10. Minute and a half penalty being served by Neubauer. Ishu and Fitzgerald, opportunity here. Fitzgerald sends it in, covered up by Costa. Ishu and Fitzgerald, Stroud and Moyer. Wildcats into the corner. They set up the power play breakout. And we can hear the rain on the roof here as some weather's coming in tonight. Everybody worried about their flights tomorrow. Seems like the storms have just showed up here in the Detroit area. Moyer, far corner, played by two Wildcats. 48 seconds left on the penalty to Curry, being served by Neubauer. Wildcats backhanded up through the crease. And now near side, Stroud with some pressure. Now behind the net, Wildcats. They play catch, give and go out of the corner. Chesley's there, and Stroud and Moyer push the Wildcat players out. 32 seconds left on the Wildcat power play. It'll be Brandt and Glimsher, Weekly and Schwab on the penalty kill. Puck sent up top, sent in, shoved aside by Chesley. Weekly with pressure, Schwab in front. Now Schwab trades off. Puck sent up top, kept in by the Wildcats. They move it to the far side, sent in, a loose puck, and kept in up top by the Wildcats. Now sent into the netting off a Sun Devil player. Face-off will be inside the Sun Devils end. 8:15 to go in the third. 2-2 is the score, and 12 seconds left on the penalty for the Sun Devils. Brandt goes forward with it, tries to squeak through. Wildcats take it, try to wrap around. Chesley's in his net. Net was off its moorings. Now it's sent all the way out. Neubauer is out of the box. Schaefer jumps on. We're back to 5-on-5. Curry will sit most likely the rest of the game. Schaefer hard on the forecheck. Glimsher and Schaefer. Schaefer ties up his man. Brandt comes in to help out. Glimsher steals it away, throws it out front, and through some traffic, but back out to Weinkammer. Weinkammer to Moyer. Moyer pivots out of trouble, sends it across dangerously to Weinkammer. Up and now intercepted by the Wildcats. They'll come in through the slot, shot in, and off the shoulder of Chesley, and he covers it up. 7:13 left in the third, 2-2. With Curry in the box and Gill and Marvin in the showers, Sun Devils have a short bench here with the injuries to Gilmore and Rayhorn. Only 8 Sun Devils plus Argovitz on the bench. Stroud sends it behind, far side Peck, up and out, back to center. Now sent back in, Stroud back for it. Weekly, up and out, far side. 5-on-5, 6:50 to go. Chesley gloves it down for Stroud. Lights just went out. Part of the storms probably. A couple of lights left on here. 6:47 to go. We got a electrical delay. Now, here we're back on. Take a look at the radar. See what's going on out there. Good whistle because of the lighting. A couple storms going over our head. Face-off will be the left of Chesley. 6:47 to go. 2-2, third period. O'Hearn at center. Wins it back to Weekly. Weekly up to Neubauer. Neubauer scoots through center and onto the stick of Peck. Peck sends it down low now behind Costa. Wildcats regroup into their own end. They reverse it. Far side corner. Good stick check by Peck. Taken away by Neubauer. Neubauer shot in and left pad saved by Costa. Now a turnaround shot by Peck. Collected by Neubauer. Neubauer up to Stroud. Stroud sends it all the way around. Far side Peck. Back down low to O'Hearn. Neubauer goes for the change. Ishu comes out. And now Ishu comes off the bench, able to pick it off. He's got a chance here. Leaves it for Peck. Back door to O'Hearn. And O'Hearn. Couple nice passes. And O'Hearn gets the go-ahead goal. Back door. Ishu came off the bench, gave it to Peck. Peck back door to O'Hearn. And a nice, pretty goal. Gives the Sun Devils 3-2 lead here in the third. 5:55 to go. Brandt will line up at center. Fitzgerald far side. Ishu left. Schwab and Weinkammer on defense. Puck comes in and rolls in on Chesley. Swatted away by Schwab. Now it pops up and Brandt gets a stick on it, sends it up and into the Sun Devil bench. Face off to the right of Chesley. Brandt on the face-off and shot in, backhanded into Chesley's chest, shot in and through some traffic. The Wildcats were able to win the face-off and get a few shots in on net and tie it up. So back to 3-on-3 tie game. O'Hearn with the go-ahead goal a moment ago is going to be back out there in the tie game. Glimcher left, Schaefer right, Schwab and Weinkammer on defense. Face off back at center. Weinkammer, Schwab up to Glimcher. Glimcher over the blue line, sends it to O'Hearn. Just misfired on the shot. Had a good opportunity there. Glimcher, a little bit of a hook, no call. O'Hearn in the corner. Tries to push it up top, taken away by the Wildcats. Now it's back on the stick of Weinkammer. He comes through center. Weinkammer tries to pull it through a few Wildcats, loses it, retreats back. On the forecheck, it was Schaefer. Now flipped up off the glass. Schwab holds it up, sends it down in low behind Costa. Under 5 minutes to go, third period. Off the pass, O'Hearn up top, Schwab. Shot in, deflected far side. Schaefer up hard to Weinkammer. He sends it down low. Now Glimcher's going to get in there first. Schaefer looking for Ishu. Ishu off the bench on the change into the corner. He's Glimcher, I believe, or who was that in the corner, was pushed down. We got an interference call coming up on the Wildcats. Big power play here for the Sun Devils as O'Hearn was sent down or Schaefer was sent down in the corner. Power play unit comes back out, and that includes O'Hearn with Brandt and Fitzgerald, Weinkammer and Ishu. Face off to the left, Acosta. 4:25 to go. Sun Devils will be on the power play here. 3-3 is the score. Weinkammer keeps it up, keeps it in on the far side, send it down in low. Now Brandt. Brandt's push from behind, no call. Wildcats send it all the way up and out. Fitzgerald back for it. It's a 1-on-3, one Wildcat, and O'Hearn comes away with it. O'Hearn, long pass up. He's got Brandt down the right side, tucks it inside, and just wide. Acosta rebound. Fitzgerald puts it in on net. Ishu in front takes a hit to the face. He's pushed down, and Acosta was able to make the save. We'll see if any penalties come out of this. No penalties. We'll line back up here. Sun Devils still in the power play for 58 seconds. 3:53 left. Fitzgerald is going to play defense with Weinkammer. Brandt at center. O'Hearn left. Weinkammer. Fitzgerald back to Weinkammer. Shot in, and Costa quick pad on the shot. O'Hearn. Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's pass was in, picked off, since now sent in on net by O'Hearn and covered up by Costa. Sun Devils needing to juggle up all the lines here with Curry in the box and Gill and Marbin watching in their uniforms down in the left corner. Weinkammer up top. He tried to make a pass over to Ishu. That was picked off by the Wildcats. Weinkammer recovers. Now Ishu. Weinkammer tried to find Fitzgerald. Misfired on that pass. Now O'Hearn back with it the other way. 3-on-2. O'Hearn. Ishu, Fitzgerald. And a pass through the middle by Brandt was picked off. Moyer off the bench comes back for it. Long pass up, picked off by the Wildcats. Penalties expired. Back to 5-on-5. Moyer back for it now, and I believe that was delayed. Oh, it's going to be an icing call. 2:46 left in the third, 3-3. Face off inside the Wildcats' end. Neubauer at center, Glimcher left, Peck right, Stroud and Moyer. And a penalty coming up on Glimcher. He's going to get called for a hook, and Wildcats will be on the power play here with just 2:38 to go. Faceoff will come down to the right as Glimcher goes to the box. Neubauer at center, Stroud, Peck, and Moyer to kill. Loose puck. Neubauer tried to escape. A lot of more rain on the roof here in Farmington Hills. Puck sent it all the way hard around near side. Stroud gets there, holds it up against the wall. 1:08 left on the penalty to Glimcher. Wraparound attempt by the Wildcats, cleared away by Stroud. Sun Devils will get 3 of the 4 changed out. Brandt and Ishu up front. Moyer and Weekly on defense. 43 seconds left on the penalty to Glimcher. Turnaround shot by Brandt, just missed the net. Now the Wildcats back the other way. Interference at center as Brandt got taken away by Lucas. No call. Brandt slow to get up. And that's going to work out for him. Ishu didn't quite see him. He had Brandt as he was delayed to get up. Now Schwab out there with Weekly on defense. Ishu and Brandt up front. 10 seconds left on the Glimcher penalty. Flipped up through center, glove down by Schwab. He chips it forward, and Glimcher's out of the box, and out comes Fitzgerald. Has to hold up with Brandt coming out now. Ishu sends it all the way back down into the Wildcats' end. They send it back the other way. It's going to be icing. 53.3 left with a 3-3 score in the third. Brandt's going to take the face-off. Ishu left, Fitzgerald right, Stroud and Weinkammer up top. Face-off in the feet of Brandt. Shot in on net was blocked by a Wildcat. They come back the other way. 3-on-3 through the blue line into the Sun Devil end. Fitzgerald now in the corner. Brandt tries to send it up. Knocked down by the Wildcats. To send it out in front. And a shot out in front and a one-time touch in front of Chesley, and Wildcats take the late lead here late in the third. Sun Devils send out Schaefer, O'Hearn, and Glimcher along with Moyer and Schwab. Late goal here by the Wildcats. They take the 4-3 lead. 26.2 left on the clock. Pass picked off by Moyer. Chesley stays in net. Battle along the wall. Schwab leaves it for Moyer. Sends it down to Schaefer. And the horn sounds. Late goal by the Wildcats gives them the victory. Final score from Farmington Hills. North Pittsburgh Wildcats 4. Sun Devils 3. Next game will come, I believe next weekend will be a league game at home. Let's check the schedule. Sunday the 26th will be against Mission from Mountain America Credit Union. And then on the 28th, we'll be down at AZ Ice Gilbert against AHU. Next game's 26th and 28th. Final score here tonight from Detroit. Wildcats 4, Sun Devils 3. Sun Devils 3.
Huh?